The red light is on. My name is Emilio Sansone. I graduated from OCI's Culinary Management Associates of Science, and today was my walking ceremony. I'm here with my baker man father. This is Mr. Daniel Sansone.
Hello. His history and his family, we're all have our hands in food industry. My whole family's always been involved with pizzerias or Italian restaurants and things of that nature, so it wasn't a far stretch for me. Being that he's the artistic type, it made sense because it is an art form, I believe. But really, his inspirations have been more than just me. My mother, domestic goddess. My father, he was an artist of sorts, and my grandfather, my grandmother, all of them. So he grew up in an Italian family with a lot of good food. So it's no surprise to me. And as always, I'm always supportive of him. So, yeah, go for it. Do what you want to do. Do what you love. I've always said, do what you love.
It was support and constant inspiration. It's like the holidays. I never looked forward to the holidays for gifts so much as food. Food is basically always like, hey, I want to go to the family's house because I know there's going to be like stuffed shells. There's going to be arancini, like really good pizza with anchovies, like stuff that I'm not going to be able to get everywhere else. And that's kind of always stuck with me, especially when I eat out within Portland or anywhere. I always try to get something I'm not going to get everywhere else. So my family has just kind of provided that constant inspiration of here's something completely unique to us, even though, it's going to be delicious. It's always going to be delicious.
I'm sort of like not necessarily in the food section of it, more like the bakery section of it, but all kind of in the same branch on the same tree, But initially, I did not see that really coming with him. I think about it, him growing up, he wasn't interested in that. He always liked eating food, yes. But it wasn't really too recently. But there was one incident when he was 10 years old that, thinking back on now, like, oh yeah, maybe that's how it started. He wanted to make a side dish for our dinner. And I said, well, what do you want to make? He's like, I don't know. And he thought about it for a little while. He's like, I think I want to make some mushrooms. Okay, so that's what we did. We got some mushrooms and whatever he needed, and he sauteed them and did his thing. He was about 10 years old, and it was really good. So that could have been the first clue of his acquired skills. And then, in recent years, he's just made a tremendous leap, in this foodie thing that I call. But it's been fantastic.
I already took one shot at community college, and I wasn't very interested, so I quickly diverged and ended up just working. But in that time frame, I've always been in the hospitality industry. It's just primarily a front of house, people-facing positions. And finally, I decided, well, I really enjoy cooking. It's something that makes me happy to do, and my family kind of understood that. Because at that point, I'd go to work every day and talk about something I cooked. So my coworkers were like, wow, that sounds good. Why don't you be a cook? Or I would tell my family, have you ever thought about going to culinary school? So a lot of times I think they kind of planted the bug in my ear, and the bug eventually got in my brain and my heart, so to speak. So I kind of went head first into it and have loved it ever since. Thanks for all the help with the baking tips, because, not all chefs are good bakers, but most bakers are good chefs, and I call him up constantly, asking him for advice on baking. And for the 5 days that he's here in Portland, I'm trying to squeeze as much baking information out of him as I can. I'm trying to bake a loaf of bread a day now is my goal, so I can master the art of it.
Yeah, as always, every milestone you have to say you're proud of them, and what their accomplishments are, And I've always told my son, yeah, you might fail at something, but, try it again or try something else, Failure is not really a failure unless you stop progressing. So, and he's always been one to progress. So I'm very proud of him, as I'm sure all the parents are who have graduates in whatever endeavors they follow. So yes, I'm very proud. He's a pretty easygoing guy. So I believe whatever he can think of, he can achieve. So I'm pretty sure I'm that confident in him. I really am.